people don't realise how interesting they are themselves, or how interesting what they're doing is to others. Just getting set up to work on a few of these products that I've now got. They are the phone stands that I've been working on for some time. I did make a video, I think I uploaded it maybe a week or so ago, where I just go through a little bit of the uses, where you put the phone, the watch charger, in a little bit more detail. This video is not really about these products as such. I was just getting set up to work on them, and I just wanted to quickly take a minute to talk about something about YouTube and like making content and being a YouTuber. I've been thinking a little bit recently about like the concept of like what I'm doing, making a YouTube channel, making content, and trying to create some kind of like business and income and stuff around that. And since I've been doing it, I'm often in conversations with people about that and about YouTube, probably because I start the conversations because I'm interested in either some feedback or some input. And I think what I've come to realise is that everybody has an interesting story going on in their lives, but often people don't realise how interesting they are themselves, or how interesting what they're doing is to others. We all become a little bit sort of bored and used to our own story and our own lives, so that when we're thinking about it, it can often think, no, that's not that interesting, and it certainly doesn't seem as interesting or as glamorous or as exciting or as edgy as other people's lives that we are watching on YouTube and other social media platforms. But that's just because they're doing something different to us. So when I think about that, and sometimes I'm talking to people and they might say, oh yeah, I've got a friend who's doing this thing and that would be a good YouTube channel, and I know this person. I was thinking, it would be great if they did some content because it's really interesting. And as I'm having them conversations with people, in my mind I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm talking to you, and actually the thing you're doing is interesting, equally as interesting as the person you're telling me about. And people can't seem to sometimes shift their mindset to realise that if the camera was pointed at them, the thing they're doing is very interesting. So many people have interesting things that they're doing, whether they, maybe they're really interested in, running, or flowers, or dogs, or woodwork, or it really doesn't matter. Most things have interest to other people. For me, what being a YouTuber really is all about is that you either have the interest and the motivation to film and produce content, or you don't. If you are interested to make content and you like the process, you like the cameras, the equipment, the footage, the editing, the uploading, the interactions with people, if you like that and you're interested in that, then that's what it takes to be a YouTuber. If that's you, and if that's something that you think about and you would be interested in doing, then decide that that's what you're going to do. And then you start to think about, well, what is the story, or what could be the story? And then you start to look at what it is about yourself or your own life or what you have access to that could become the content and create the interest of others. The only real difference is that the people that do make the content and want to do that is that they just think about and have created a way to package up something in a way that makes it presentable as content and as entertainment. And that's exactly how it is for me. I mean, I work on projects, and I've been doing that for many, many years. But now I film the projects I'm working on, and then I try to learn different ways to edit and ways to package up what I'm doing so that it has a story and a narrative, and so that people can make sense of it and hopefully grow interest in it. And and I add in things like my journey to and from work, and maybe what I'm having for lunch. Maybe if something breaks down, that becomes part of the story. But that story was already there, and it's there for everyone who's watching this video right now. They have some story, even if it's just the fact that their car broke down this morning, or they missed a bus, or they got on the bus and there were some interesting people on it, or they had something good for lunch, or they had something bad for lunch. Like, the stories are right there for everybody. Someone who's had the same job for 20 years, maybe they work in a factory. I mean, that instantly, to me, that's interesting. I've worked in some big warehouses and stuff, years ago, doing like packaging and things like that. But I've never worked on a production line of in a big factory. So I find that interesting. It's fascinating to me, the machinery and the repetition and the robotics of that whole situation. It's interesting. Somebody who works in McDonald's, many of us, we like to go to McDonald's, and I think most of us would probably and would be interested in a little bit of a behind the scenes look of how that operation works and how that is. So I guess that I've just broken it down because I've been making these videos myself for a while now, and I don't find myself interesting, and what I'm doing is just what I'm doing each day. And there's many days, certainly working days, where I wake up and I'm not motivated to go to a building site, and I don't get joy and pleasure out of building things and using tools and stuff. It's just my job. The reason I make content around what I'm doing is not because I think I'm interesting or because I am excited by the things I'm doing and I'm just desperate to show everyone what it is because of how incredible it is. It's just because I had the interest and the sort of the thought to want to make content and make sort of cinematic edits and things that I like, and the thing I had access to was construction work and building and woodwork and tools. So I decided to sort of build the YouTube and the content around that because that's what I had access to. So there's not much wisdom in this really, but I guess I'm just saying that if you are watching this and you're having the thought, or you've had the thought you would like to make content or be a YouTuber or do that type of thing, please don't get stuck on the point when you think, well, what would I do? Because nothing I do is interesting, so there's no point. Because I'm certain that almost for everybody on the planet, that just isn't the case. And whatever it is that you do and what your life is and the things that you are doing on a daily basis, there will be people out there that find that interesting. So if you're interested to make content, be a YouTuber, do anything like that, it really doesn't matter what your lifestyle is or what you have access to. It's the motivation and the desire to want to make the content. That's really all you need. The story and the narrative, you can figure that out. You can find what that is once you get going. I quite often watch YouTube videos of people that work in coffee shops, and they like the baristas, I think that's what you call it, and they operate the coffee machines. And the ones I watch, they generally have a camera set up in a position where it's pointing at the machine. You can sometimes see the sort of customers that come in, and some of these videos are an hour and a half long, and it's just like showing an hour and a half long in their day of making coffees. And they have the camera there, the person comes in, they say the order, the person puts up on the screen the text what that order is, and then they make the drink on the machine. And I watch those, and I enjoy it, and I think it's because it's not something I've ever done. I'm interested to see how it works, and it appeals to me. And a lot of those videos have huge views. You don't have to sail around the world to have people find interest in what it is that you're doing. You can literally, maybe you have porridge for breakfast every morning, and there's a certain way you do it, or you do it maybe a bit more of an unusual way. You build a YouTube channel around making porridge for breakfast. Like you can do these things. So that's what I was just thinking about, because I think there's lots of people that are doing interesting things that have no interest or desire to make content, and that's fine. Then I guess they won't, and they probably shouldn't if they're not interested to do it. But there's lots of people that are interested to do it and have the thoughts to do it, but they're stuck on thinking that their life or them is not interesting enough. And I would just say to those people, yeah, please just do it, because it's not how you think it is. I don't think that there's anything particularly exciting or interesting about myself, because it's just my life and it's what I'm doing. But you can package it up and you create it in a way that other people maybe get some enjoyment out of the content you're creating. So yeah, that's it really. If you're thinking about doing it, or you like the idea of doing it, then just give it a go. And the best thing about it is you are completely in control of it. And at any point that you are not happy with it, it's not working, you change your mind, you literally click a few buttons and the channel will disappear. The content you made will come away from the internet, and you just carry back on where you left off from. There's nearly no downside. But anyway, that's how it's been for me. It's just something I've been thinking about recently, and it's something that I've sort of processed since making these videos, and I've come to understood that there's no real difference. You just turn the camera on and press record, and then you do the stuff you was already doing anyway, and then you try and find creative ways and interesting ways to edit the footage and create some content for the purpose of entertainment. And that's really all it is. So that's my thought on that. If you are thinking of doing it, there's lots of people on YouTube giving advice on how to start as being a YouTuber. I mean, there are a lot of great videos, but also don't go too deep into feeling like you have to really understand all that or figure it out. You just film something and upload it. That's literally all you need to do, and then you just keep doing that, and over time that'll get a bit of momentum and it will go somewhere. But that's literally all you need to do. You need to turn the camera on and do something. Maybe just carry on doing the thing you do every day anyway.